That's all right. But anyway, this guy here, he was out there doing that, playing stuff like that, and I learned from him.
Now he was a bit older than you.
Yeah, yeah, it was a long ways older than me.
Yeah.
He was antique.
Yeah, you're antique junior.
Yeah. Now you talking. But anyway, he learned me one note. After I got that, I worked off of that. But boy, let me tell you, it was hard to try to learn how to play a guitar. That's the worst thing I ever had, to try to learn how to play a guitar. Everything else, I learned it pretty good, but playing a guitar, it's no joke. You can believe that. These things right here, you got to have it up here, which I used to have not to me, but I ain't got no.
Like you said, you either had it or you didn't.
Right, right. I didn't have it.
And you either brought it to the table as it was real, because you couldn't fake that kind of thing.
Nope, nope. Everything I went to do, I couldn't fake it, but
now you could go into the jukes or even into the suppers. I mean, you might play one song for 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, I
dancing and buck dancing and.
Well, I didn't know nothing else. I played that same song all night, for real.
I read where a lot of people would go to barn dances, a lot of things like that. They only knew 3 songs.
Right.
People didn't care. They said just keep playing.
I was one of them. Didn't know but 3 songs. They said, "Can't you change something else?" I said, "Well, ain't nothing else. Goodbye."
Yeah. I
would walk out there because I knew that they done heard that song so much they get sick of hearing it. I said, "Oh Lord."
Well, this is what, about 1906. Let's see, you were born in 1935.
Yeah.
So you're 15. This would be in the 50s.
Right.
So Robert Johnson was long gone. He was dead 3 years after you were born. But that tradition of playing in the jukes, you know, was already well established.
Well, they used to call like they call them now. They used to call juke joint, and just call them an old-fashioned piccolo.
Yeah, like a drink house.
Yeah, they had 48s on there. I didn't ever get a chance to get in on that, so I'm on the real good stuff like it is. The way they got now, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. It was hard then to even, well, hard me to even find a guitar, which I didn't have no money to buy it with, but hey, I could dream about it, right? Yeah. Then I took me a string and put it on there and hook, nail that back there, and took a piece of hay wire. I got a little tune out of it, but it wasn't work. You know, that's when you ain't got it, you just ain't got it.
Did you ever do like a diddly bow on the side of the house? You know, they take a piece of baling wire and nail it on the side of the house, on the porch or something. You put like a Coke bottle or some kind of bottle at either end, and you could you play one string at a time. Most of the kids would do that, and you'd have a slide.
Yeah.
Some kind of a ham bone or a busted bottle or something. And,
right, right.
That's why you got a lot of slide players in the blues. They were doing it when they were, you know, 4, 5, and 6 years old.
Yeah. But the whole detail about it was that and that time it was for real.
Yeah.
But what I was doing wasn't for real. Because it sounded different. I tightened it up and I got a little tune out of it, but it wasn't enough to go out there and make yourself sick afterward. Because you try to play that one string thing.
After a while,
it get old.
Yeah.
It get old.
Now you followed a certain pattern, I guess, picking seasons. You talked about your uncle coming to Alabama to get you for the picking season here. So, I mean, you would play here, but didn't you go up to New York and someplace like that too? Yeah.
But what I did was, I was 14 years old when I was traveling. And my uncle gave me a car, and that's when I got started. But then, think about getting on the road, getting back to Florida. Those lights going like this here. So I left it there. I went back up there and then my license. I had a 41 Chevrolet. Then I had a 39 Chevrolet, you know, with the vacuum shift.
You came to pick up first woman you married in one of those cars, didn't you?
Yeah.
Showed up in the front yard with it.
Yep, I did.
What'd she say about that?
When I went to Florida, and I scooped up enough money to get gas longer then, gas was cheap longer then, 35 cents a gallon. So you could get 10 gallons of gas and you about fill up the car with it. And I filled up a car with 36 cents a gallon gas. But now, you try to find that now, don't even think about it. First place in Key West, $4.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
If we keep going up, I don't know, people have to go back to where I'm doing.
We're going to have to hit your
Scooter,
ride.
yeah. I ride scooter every day.